So the reason why I wanted to create Phoenix Awakened was because I wanted to be able to express who I am, what I know, what I've experienced over the years.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Phoenix Awakened. I'm your host, Jason,
And I'm Alison.
and welcome back to another one.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. So we thought we'd just give some information on the background and why we decided to create Phoenix Awakened podcast.
Yes, let's go for it. You're up.
Okay. So we actually decided to make a podcast about 2.5, 3 years ago. And that one was going to be called AJ White Phoenix Podcast because we already have an AJ Living YouTube channel. And that was just going to be about our journeys through AJ Living, pretty much.
Yeah, which was a bit of travel, and we did vlogging and cooking.
Yeah.
A lot of cooking.
And then unfortunately, all this stuff happened with the world and there were no more traveling.
No.
We couldn't do
lockdown here in Victoria for 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah, we couldn't do anything. So we had to just kind of let that go, didn't we?
Yeah, because we wanted to have people to interview.
Yeah.
And that was all sort of smashed.
Yep.
And we just, I guess, so much going on, we just put it on the back burner.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of money on equipment. And then Alison comes up with this idea.
Yeah, so that was pretty much how everything started with doing a podcast because Jason loves podcasts. He loves the sound of podcasts. So unfortunately, we couldn't do AJ White Phoenix podcast, but fast forwarding to about a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago, all of a sudden I just had this brainstorm of an idea to start a new YouTube channel.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, wow, here we go again.
So I remember watching Skin Suit Manual and having this amazing idea. It was this feeling and inspiration. And the reason why I wanted to do it was because on AJ Living, I tried to express myself with some vlogs, some walking vlogs and things like that. But I haven't been able to actually express who I truly am and what I truly believe in and what I feel and what I see. And I just felt like I couldn't be free.
Yeah, and we have another YouTube, Infinite Magic, Jason Infinite Magic, and you've been on there a lot.
Yeah.
And mainly now it's healings and
Yeah. It's things
meditations
like,
and stuff like that.
Exactly.
A bit of channeling here and there at the start. But I didn't feel like I just didn't feel right for that platform either.
No, because the interesting thing about Infinite, and Phoenix is they're both based on energy.
Yeah, frequency, dimensions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Infinite, like you said, is more for like the healing side of things, the how to, like we've got videos on how to smudge and stuff like that. What I wanted to do was be able to express who I am and what I truly believe in and what has happened to me over the years. So the reason why I wanted to create Phoenix Awakened was because I wanted to be able to express who I am, what I know, what I've experienced over the years.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's a lot. We've
Yeah.
experienced a lot, especially together. I mean, my whole life has been a roller coaster circus ride.
And my whole life with Jason has been a roller coaster circus
6
ride.
years now, at least 6 years. She came in and I said, look, there's the exit door. Don't feel like you need to stay around because it's going to be an interesting ride. And when we came together on a permanent basis, things bloody revved up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, geez, I don't know how to express that. It's too much.
Yeah, so much has happened, but that's not the reason why we created Phoenix Awakened.
No, but it was still to share our experiences.
Absolutely, still to share our experiences, and our experiences haven't slowed down. Every day is pretty much an experience for us. Every time I open my eyes, I come with realizations and experiences and things that happen to me.
But I did say to you a little while ago, well, maybe now we're going to put this on YouTube and a podcast. It might all stop.
That's right.
No.
And no.
No.
No, that's right. We did say.
It's like, oh, we're going to have a breather. Excellent. No.
No, it hasn't stopped. It still continues on to this day. And the main reason I wanted to start Phoenix Awakened is purely because I wanted to heal. I wanted to express. I felt like I couldn't express myself. I felt like I couldn't be me. And I really wanted to be able to do that. And I thought another YouTube, after listening to Anne and having this inspiration and talking to Jason about it, Jason wasn't too keen. Do you want to explain what happened there?
Oh, it wasn't that I wasn't keen. It's just like we've got 2 YouTube stations. We've got social media attached to that, Facebook and Instagram and all that sort of stuff. And it's just like, it's another place we've got to get content for and edit, because it's a lot of work. Filming, editing. And I just like, I love you so much. Let's just do it, and I'll support you as much as I can. And then, we just started doing videos.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. Like I did one by myself, but then I really felt like Jason needed to be a part of it. And we've done a few videos for YouTube where we've spoken about a few things actually. Yeah. And then one day you just decided all of a sudden you had the other brainstorm idea to turn it into a podcast.
Yeah, let's make it even more fun and have more work and do a podcast. Because I had the equipment. We brought the equipment like 2.5, nearly 3 years ago.
Well, yeah,
it's like they're sitting around.
Yeah.
I love podcast sound. I just love the sound frequency of it. I really do. Just love it so much. And let's just do it because it's a conversation. And
we have conversations all the time.
Yeah, and it's the best platform for it.
Yeah.
And we can have people come in and interview people eventually and have people share their experiences, because you want that. Yeah. Really want that, people to be able to share their experiences.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So here we are.
Yeah, so here we are. And I just want people to know that they're not alone in their experiences. And it's just been a real heart-opening moment for me for having the inspiration. Mind you, people, that I have my moments where the inspiration isn't there. Like today, before we even started this podcast, I was going through some stuff where I felt like I was being maneuvered to with something. There was this either an energy maneuvering for me to actually continue doing the podcast as well, which is what I wanted to do. And then there's another energy that is trying to distract me as well.
Yeah, and I wake up this morning with a closed heart with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I said to you before, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to pick up on that per se. And it's like, no, we're going to do it. No, and once we get into it, it's going to be amazing. And it is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. It is amazing. It's one of the most amazing things that I've ever done. And Jason and I always joke about how many times I'm a bee and I go from flower to flower and I don't really stick with anything, because I have been looking for the one thing, like my soul has been looking for the one thing that I can feel, and I guess say it's a calling, because a lot of people, like, they feel like you're a healer, so that is like innate in you.
Yeah, I was pretty much born as a healer.
Yeah, exactly. People are born being an artist.
Yep.
People are born being a mechanic, an astronaut. Like, they wake up or they come into this world with this innate knowing of something.
Yep. Well, for me, at the start, when I was a little kid, I wanted to become an architect.
Okay, well, you wanted to become an architect.
I wasn't meant to be an architect.
No, you were meant to be a healer.
Yeah. And I'm an artist as well.
Yeah. For me, I wanted to be an archaeologist.
Yep.
And I didn't I would tell Jason all the time I wanted to be an archaeologist, and he goes to me, do you realise that you are being an archaeologist right now? Do you realise? He goes, you're just not rolling around in dirt doing it. And it took me a couple of years to understand that I am being an archaeologist, because I do dig deep. I am always going through with my own emotions, digging deep and sharing my findings with everyone else on this channel.
Yes, you are, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And Life Together is always digging through the shit.
Yeah.
And and through that coming up with some gold nuggets.
Yeah.
Or some, what would you say, some jewels, or, you know, if you're digging in the dirt, you're looking for treasure, I guess, aren't you?
Yeah, you're always looking for treasure when you're digging through the dirt. And for a detective archaeologist like me, it's an amazing experience to be able to finally share what I discovered and finally being able to accept me for me, because I've never been able to accept me for me, always trying to find out who I am, where I come from, what I'm here to do. And now understanding that all I want to do is just express myself and just be me.
Fly high, my friend, fly high.
And just to let everyone else understand that they are not alone, and everyone has stories, and we're all in this together pretty much, through the weird and wacky and nutty rabbit hole that we have all gone down.
It's interesting because I just come to mind with we did one Wednesday night class, because Alice and I doing classes, psychic personal development, and one of the students started talking about his amazing experience. And I eventually want to get him on to express that experience.
Absolutely.
And his partner and her friend and stuff like that. Cause
yeah, we don't want to tell you what happened.
Not yet, but
it's a really interesting experience.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that I believe that goes on.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, the more people that we can express to and open up to, the more people they can open up to us, like you when you went shopping.
Yes, yeah, at Coles, being asked, what have you been doing today? Oh, I'm trying to work out how to edit this bloody podcast. And she goes, oh, what are you doing a podcast on? And I told her about, our creepy, ghostly, whatever. And she started saying, oh, geez, don't get me started. I've had ghosts around me and all these experiences, and I predicted that family members were going to die, and they died, and I've got, I might do Ouija boards. I'm like, don't do Ouija boards. They're not good. And, this conversation in 3 minutes, just from mentioning this, what we're doing.
And we would be surprised at probably wouldn't be surprised at how many encounters people have with other worlds, other beings, different dimensions.
Yeah, like us.
Like we do. Every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's absolutely amazing. Now, I can tell you right now, people, that anyone who's listening, there is definitely energy in here.
Yep.
And they have been watching us from the get-go. I'm not entirely too sure who's here, but I just know that there are beings around, and they're always usually watching us.
And we just send them love.
Just send them love and healing. So, and that's exactly why I wanted to start Phoenix Awakened, because of the healing that I really personally wanted to do, but we're also realizing that this is actually going to be a great platform for other people to feel like they're not alone, that they can actually express and feel like, they're not going crazy.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep.
And also the reason why I chose Phoenix Awakened, or the word Phoenix, because I love the Phoenix bird. The Phoenix bird, as we know, is all about transformation, transmutation, and going through the frequencies in different dimensions, because it's always rising, it always lives its life, and it goes through death and it rebirths again.
Yep, transformation, transmutation.
And that's the reason why I chose the word Phoenix. And it was interesting because our previous podcast was AJ White Phoenix.
Yeah.
So we had the Phoenix part right, just not the niche part right.
Yeah.
Because this is what we do. We're faced with energy and beings and learnings and discoveries every single day, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just, all I wanted to do was just express that with the world, pretty much. And it's been an interesting journey. And the interesting thing about it is that we discovered that sound frequency is an important part of healing. Because what I
throat chakra.
Through the throat chakra, that's exactly it. So I discovered that with the feminine energy, that the feminine energy apparently needs to heal by expression, and that expression is through the throat chakra, whether it comes from the heart, but everything comes from the heart essentially. And that is through expression of the throat chakra.
Yep.
And then as we were going along, we realized that sound is an important part of healing, is an important part of frequency, is an important part, like if you go out into space, apparently there is sound in space as well. Like everything is frequency sound based. Tuning forks, music, Dr. Emoto doing all those kinds of things. Frequency based on the hertz, all the chakras. Frequency and sound is one of the most healing modalities.
And I'm just getting in my head, when I do healings, I actually work on sound lines.
Yeah, you do too.
Yeah, so pretty much towards the end of a healing, there's a procedure I do which balances out and even fixes sound lines within the person, because we all carry our own sound frequency. So again, sound.
Exactly. So, and I find it really interesting that that sound and expression is healing the feminine energy we all have, because we live in such a masculine mental world. And I find it interesting that this is how we balance everything out, because everything is a balance.
Yeah, and they say that we're meant to be stepping more into a more divine feminine and masculine vibration, but at the moment it's all control, manipulation and masculine. And we are needing to rebalance that out more than ever before.
Because even you've expressed to me that the mental realm, which is what we live in, is masculine. And the feminine realm is all heart-based.
Yeah, so the heart is the feminine. And the mind is the masculine. And when you work with those together and balance those out, you step into working together as the divine masculine and the feminine working or dancing together, which is head, mind and heart.
And it's interesting that I'm just getting now, because the throat is actually the in-between the two.
Yes, it is too. Yes, it is.
So it's almost like, okay, I'm getting the words birthing. So at the moment, it's like when the masculine and the feminine come together in traditional physical sense, you know, when men and women come together and they choose to, some don't, but they birth a child. Words could be the expression of birthing when the masculine, the mind and the heart come together.
Yeah, because most people always have a battle of the heart and mind. So, and I've said to a lot of people with relationships and partnerships and marriages that communication, I believe, is probably the biggest key to a very successful, loving, nurturing partnership, marriage, relationship.
And we talk all the time.
And we really honour our communication and honouring that with each other, where we're coming from, what we're saying, and just supporting that. So maybe the throat it's the communication or the expression to bring that together. So for us, this is quite big, and it's, as you're saying, it's very healing, not just for yourself, but for me as well.
And for a lot of other people, because I feel like expression is a big thing, because you used to tell me when you were a child or when you were young that you had a moment in class where you just started talking.
Yeah, because I was a shy kid.
You know, and you just talked and talked.
Yeah, I was behind the curtain.
But you still talked.
Yeah. For some reason, I was able to talk legs off chairs. But before that, I wouldn't say a word. So that was a really interesting psychological thing that happened on that grade 2 or 3 or whatever it was.
But I have noticed that since we've been doing the recordings with the podcast, you have been expressing a lot more. Yeah,
it's very interesting. I don't know if I'm a bit more shy on video. I'm not too sure, but yeah, as soon as we started setting up and doing this podcast again, a part of me was just really excited and felt very comfortable with expressing again. So
yeah, I do feel that expression and expressing through the vocal cords and through sound frequency is probably one of the biggest keys for healing that we can do, because when you talk to a person and you express from the heart, a lot of healing can be done.
Yeah.
And I feel that is one of the biggest keys that we're going through at this time, is expression, being free who we are meant to be. And I just wanted to give, or we just wanted to give an explanation of why Phoenix Awaken is being created, or why we decided to create it, and give you a rundown and a backstory of why and how it came about.
Yeah, so it gives everybody a foundation of why we are doing this.
Yeah, exactly. And we would love to hear your stories.
Yeah. And we will over time.
Yeah.
But before that, they're going to have to listen to ours first. And just want to say that we really love everyone, and we love the support that we are receiving. And it's going to be a really beautiful, awesome, exciting roller coaster ride, I'd be thinking.
Yeah.
And if you really feel drawn to listen to us, we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I really hope, my intention is that people get value out of what we have to say and share.
Yeah.
Because that would mean a lot to me and us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we do literally want to share the love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really do. And have people connect and come together and listen and learn and share with their friends and family and everyone else. And,
Yeah.
and we can start this beautiful community.
Yeah, community. I'm the same. I just want us to create a community of like-minded people where we can just be free who we are meant to be and just express the love that we're here to share.
Yeah, yeah. And we're just going to take it step by step and just see where it takes us.
Yeah.
But our intention is honest and pure and, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like we're good now.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, everyone, for listening to our history of how Phoenix Awakened came into creation. We both do really appreciate you listening and tuning in, and I thank you so much for that.
Yeah, and we send much of our love, all our love and blessings to everyone out there listening. And even if you're not listening, we're still sending you love and blessings as well.
So thanks so much for tuning in, everyone, and we will catch you in the next one.
Ciao.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.